The call came while they were smiling. I was standing in court, hands folded, feeling the old metallic taste of chemo rise in my throat. My wife sat 2 rows back with her parents. Her sister leaned close, whispering jokes. They were relaxed. Certain. The bailiff cleared his throat. All rise for the judge. Their smirks didn't fade. They sharpened. I watched them like I used to watch airport carousels waiting for my bag that never came. That night, after my first chemotherapy session, pale and shaking, I'd stood under fluorescent lights, while my wife's phone went to voicemail. Her sister had said, "He'll be fine." Then they left. I survived anyway. Now the judge entered. Wood creaked. Eyes shifted. The executor's letter burned in my pocket. $50.5 million. Left to me by a man whose name I hadn't known until the obituary ink dried. A stranger who'd sat beside me during chemo taught me how to breathe through pain and laughed softly when I shook. They thought money would finish me. They didn't understand what had already failed. Cancer rearranges time. It makes small betrayals loud. After the airport, my wife became efficient, kind on the surface, distant in the margins. Her sister moved into our guest room to help. The help came in whispers, behind closed doors, shared glances, coordinated absences. I learned to listen. Bills changed. Beneficiaries shifted. A new attorney's card appeared in her purse. When I asked, she said, "Precautions." Her parents stopped calling me by my name and started calling me the situation. At chemo, I met Arthur. Thin, precise. He smelled faintly of cedar and old books. He never asked about my marriage. He spoke about discipline, about knowing when to leave rooms. He paid for coffee when my card declined. He taught me chess in the waiting room, tapping the board softly. "Never rush," he said. "People tell you who they are when they think you're finished." At home, my wife prepared for a future without me. I could feel it in the way she cleaned like a landlord before new tenants. Her sister joked about cruises. Her parents asked about my will. I nodded. I smiled. I counted. I became quiet. Quiet men learn things. I watched phone records at night, the glow of the screen steadying my hands. I saw the attorney calls align with my worst days. I photographed documents she thought I'd never open. I copied emails where my prognosis was discussed like a weather report. Arthur's treatments ended before mine. He left me a note with a chess puzzle and a number. "Call if you need a witness," he wrote. Weeks later, he died. The letter arrived after the funeral. He'd been a tycoon, hidden by design. He left me everything. Not out of pity, out of recognition. "You know how to endure," he wrote. "Now learn how to decide." I didn't tell my wife. I let her file the suit. I let her parents' lawyer call me delusional. I let the smirks ripen. Strategy isn't speed. It's timing. In court, my wife finally looked at me. Her eyes searched for sickness. They found stillness. The judge asked if I understood the claim. I did. They alleged undue influence, fraud, that I was a patient manipulated by a stranger. I handed my attorney a folder. Inside were timelines, recordings, emails, a signed affidavit from Arthur's medical team, a chessboard photo with dates embedded, a will reviewed quarterly for a decade. My wife's breath stuttered. I asked her one question calmly. "Do you remember baggage claim?" She didn't answer. Her sister's smile cracked. Her mother clutched her purse like a life raft. The judge read. Silence did the rest. They tried to pivot. Tears appeared on cue. Concern bloomed like a rehearsed illness. I stood. My wife abandoned me when I was weakest, I said. She prepared for my death. She sued for money she thought would finish the job. No heat. No flourish. Just facts. The judge dismissed the case with prejudice. Sanctions followed. Costs. Public record. In the hallway, my wife reached for my sleeve. I stepped back. Arthur had taught me that too. Later, photos leaked. Not by me. Of my villa in Switzerland stone, light, quiet. The phone rang 71 times. I didn't answer. I live with mountains now. They don't lie. They don't pretend to stay. Sometimes I think of baggage claim, of the circle that never stops, of how waiting can teach you who walks away. Cancer took a lot. It left me clarity. I didn't crush them with anger. I let their greed do the work. I learned when to leave the room, and I never looked back.